Hello, in this video I will be analyzing the different aspects of cinematography used in the movie Star Wars: A New Hope for my Intro to Cinematography class. To give you a brief summary of the plot of Star Wars: A New Hope is a classic story of a small town boy who finds himself thrust into a world of rebels and politics. Long story short, the Empire is evil and Luke, our main protagonist, finds himself working with Obi-Wan Ben Kenobi, and together they meet Han Solo and Chewbacca, mercenaries who agree to help them for money, and they set out to rescue the Princess Leia. After that, they find that Leia is a part of the Rebel Alliance, that they are going to blow up the Death Star, and of course, they need Luke's help to do it. Star Wars used cliché ways to help the audience tell who is good and who is bad. The antagonists in the movie generally wore black clothes or dark gray, even going so far as Darth Vader wearing all black with a mask that covers his whole head and changes his voice. Meanwhile, the good guys, like Leia, wear all white or neutral colors like brown and tan, like Luke and Obi-Wan did. The soldiers in Star Wars, called the Stormtroopers, while they do wear all white, which is generally a sign of good and pure, they also wear big masks that cover their face and change their voices. Now on to some other interesting things. The mise-en-scene in Star Wars is truly a beautiful thing. The sets were created to not just help move the story forward, but to tell the story of the world before the movie. The sets tell us that this universe didn't just form for us to see. We can tell that this world was running before the movie allowed us to peek in. We see it in the way the Millennium Falcon is an old ship. It's scraped up, it's got boxes and junk shoved into the corners. It's not shiny and pristine or new like some fresh off the conveyor belt ship. This is the ship that made the Kessler run in 12 parsecs. The technical aspects of the sets are also worth noting. The movies were made before green screens and therefore couldn't rely on that kind of special effect. Most of the sets of Star Wars were either life-size sets, like the inside of the Millennium Falcon, or were small made-to-scale sets, like the surface of the Death Star, and they had model ships that flew by it. Another thing that they did for the sets was to paint the backgrounds on glass, leave a spot empty for the set, film the set, and then carefully put them together. Another fascinating thing about Star Wars is the sound. Star Wars has a fantastic and memorable soundtrack. The music that underlays the whole movie adds to the story itself, from the main theme to the Imperial March, which isn't actually in A New Hope, but it's in the Star Wars trilogy, to the Katina song. Everyone knows the Star Wars soundtrack. Along with the songs are the sound effects. Even though we now know that there's no sound in space, the sound of the TIE fighters roaring by is not a sound you are likely to forget. The sound of the lightsaber being drawn has also become a well-known sound. Well, I have a lot more I could say about Star Wars, cinematography-wise or otherwise, but I have to wrap this up now, so thank you for listening and have a good day.